right, everyone. Hey, out there. Thanks for joining us. Happy day before the 4th of July.
Happy Thursday, day before the 4th of July.
That's right.
On a Friday.
And I have Brian here with me tonight, Big Dog Whiskey on TikTok.
Hello, everybody.
And let's see who all we got here in the chat. Let's see. We got Cheers, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Tracy. David, cheers. David, I saw that big old brisket or whatever that is you're getting ready to cook up. That looked good. Sandy, thanks for joining us. Barry, hey, how's it going? Elijah Craig, thanks for joining us. Not the original Elijah Craig, I'm assuming. Renee and Dora, thanks for joining us. Chip, cheers. Donald, cheers. So we're starting out tonight with some 1792 single barrel. I've been really liking the Barton juice lately. I've been drinking it quite a bit.
I always like single barrel. I like 1792. Small batch was one of the 1790. It was one of my first bourbons that I purchased. It was my second bourbon that I purchased. So I always, just really get sentimental and nostalgic about 1792.
Yeah, I've like for a long time, I never pulled out the 1792, the Barton bottles, and I've been enjoying them a lot lately. I've been going through the different ones. I had some bottled and bond last night, single barrel tonight, but they're all good. I like the Barton juice.
Yeah.
So, what's everybody drinking out there? Alicia, cheers. What's everybody starting with tonight?
It's Thursday night before the 4th. You got to be drinking something. What's in your glasses tonight?
I think most people, this is their weekend starting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. See, Tracy's sipping her bottle kill of Glenlivet 14. That's a Scotch.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about that one. I can't help you there.
Yeah, I've had some Glenlivet. I'm just not a Scotch fan. So Tracy, enjoy the Scotch. I know, the Scotch drinkers, they have a real affinity for it, and mad respect.
Sugar Kitty, thanks for joining us. I see you in there. Wigwam Workshop, also drinking some 1792. Good choice.
Right. Sweet wheat.
I had some of that last week. I might have another pour of that here in a little bit. I'm definitely liking it. Standard 101 after you eat. It's always a good warm up. Some wild turkey.
Absolutely.
Yep. Old Forester 100. Great budget pour. Love the old Forester 100's right up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of my top budget bottles. Probably behind early times bottled and bond, but I still like the Old Forester 100 a lot.
I love Old Forester 100.
Yeah.
The single barrels are great, but if you just get a Old Forester 100, when I'm out places and I see Old Forester 100, go ahead, throw it in there. The Old Forester 86, throw them in there. I take them all. Yeah,
I always make sure I have one. I don't buy them every time when I go out, but I always have one, on the shelf ready to go. If it gets low, you go buy another one, get ready for it. So
yeah, I end up drinking that a lot. When I'm out at a whiskey bar and everything's just overpriced, I look for those bottles that I love. That I'm like, give me that Old Forester 100 proof. Give me that give me some of those. Old Granddad. I love to grab those when I'm out. It's
that bottle, Old Granddad bottle and bond.
Absolutely, solid pours. They're super cheap, and it's just a great value. I'm like, give me a double on that. So
I saw David said he was drinking 107. That's always a good pour.
107 is always a good pour.
That's for us here in Ohio. That can be a daily sipper pretty much.
It could.
You get so much of it.
What's funny is because it's so readily available in Ohio. It's the Weller that I drink the least.
Really?
Believe it or not. So yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the one I drink the most. I've drank the most of that and Full Proof. The two I drink the most. So the ones I like a lot. Barry's drinking some Knob Creek 12. Another good pour.
Absolutely,
good.
Knob 12 is great.
Funnily enough, that's allocated here in Ohio.
It is, and when it drops, I always think about going and grab one, and it's gone like this because I'm down to about a quarter bottle, but I'll just pick it up out of state. But it's allocated, and it goes fast in Ohio.
I know, it's crazy. And then like when I'm in Kentucky, it's everywhere.
Right.
Wigwag, where are you at in Central Ohio? We are actually up in the Akron area, so we're Northeast Ohio.
All right.
Yeah. Two Strikes. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I know when I'm out at a bar, and because I don't want to spend like huge bucks on pours because I got so much here, I don't like to spend a lot out unless it's something I really want to try that I haven't had yet. I usually go for the Knob Creek 9-year. Yeah. That's kind of like my standard go-to.
I like Knob 9
out there. So because they're usually pretty reasonable. You can usually get it like $9-10.
Right,
so.
right.
But yeah, I definitely prefer to drink at home.
I do too, and I have like my motto is always like, if I have that bottle at home, I'm not paying double or triple the price for something I have at home. What you mean. Yeah, so absolutely. That's how I end up drinking Woodford Double Oak when I go out to the bar, because I'm like, that's going to be $9 a pour. And, I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. So I actually don't have a bottle of Woodford Double Oak open at home. Mm-hmm. And that's because I usually just drink it when I'm out, even though I have a store pick that's fabulous that I need to open. But, I just don't open that one a lot. But every time I'm out, I drink it.
Yeah. So he's just outside Columbus. So we pass through there all the time.
I'm in Columbus.
You go down there even more than you go to conferences all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. David. Yeah. Well, okay. We will be having a duck race tonight, guys. David's already sent it in. So for every $5 you send in Super Chat, you get a duck in a race, and the winner will get to pick a bag, A, B, C, or D. Each bag has a set of blind samples in it. So we will be having that duck race later. Patrick Littledew, thanks for joining us. Cheers. See if I've missed any. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Chip, cheers. But messages are going by, and I haven't been able to catch all of them. All right. So last week, Bryant, my wife and I went to the Bigfoot Festival.
Okay.
In Sutton, West Virginia.
Okay.
So we left on Friday when we done that. That's where I got this hat. I like my new Sasquatch.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, that's a nice looking Sasquatch hat. I got to get that one. So we left Friday. We drove down there. Now we've gotten to West Virginia, like I always do when I'm out. When I'm traveling, we stop at a bunch of liquor stores. Okay. That's just part of what we do on all our travels. And we went bourbon hunting. I will tell you what, the West Virginia liquor stores are not friendly. They're just not very friendly, right? We stopped at probably about 7, maybe 8 of them. At least half of them just flat out said, no, we don't want you to record here. And they were just like real standoffish. I was like, okay, whatever. Because I always ask. I don't just go in and start recording. And then the ones where we did record, man, West Virginia is like a whiskey wasteland.
Right.
I mean, there was just like almost nothing out there. It was after having spent so much time in like Kentucky and Tennessee and here in Ohio, it's kind of sad to see the shelves out there. I don't know if any of you guys live in West Virginia, but I feel bad for you if you do. Hopefully you're close enough to the border to jump to Kentucky or
Virginia.
Somewhere.
Yeah, last year I drove through. I went to North Carolina last year, and I stopped at some liquor stores right off the highway, and I swear I had more. It appears to me I had more liquor before I started collecting bourbon than some of these stores. The selection was just so minimal, and I'm like I wouldn't dare ask for anything allocated because they had nothing on the shelves. So
I think like 1920 was allocated at one store in there. Sugar Kitty, Seba, Schmitz and Seba. Schmitz is okay. I'm a Thurman's guy.
Okay,
Thurman's is my place to eat. We're in Columbus. I love Thurman's. West Virginia bourbon guy. Well, I guess we know you're in West Virginia. So you do most of your hunting in VA and MD. You got to.
Yeah.
Because from what I saw, there wasn't hardly anything. In fact, we only came across one store that had, two stores that had barrel picks. And their only barrel pick was a Jack Daniel's barrel proof. And then the other one had a few bottles. But I mean, it was a real lack of the bourbon scene in West Virginia, at least the part we were in. Maybe it's better in other parts, but all the way through central West Virginia, there wasn't much. And then we drove up. We went to the Bigfoot Festival.
Right.
So we hunted on our way down. We got down there to Sutton. We went to a couple of, because we love the cryptid stuff. I mean, the Sasquatches and all that kind of stuff. Well, there's a couple of cryptid museums down there. So we went to the cryptid museums. Let's see what he said. Virginia and North Carolina are controlled stores and not a good selection, but West Virginia is worse.
Right.
None of that sounds good.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me, I'm not surprised that when I go in stores, especially in controlled states like North Carolina and Virginia, where they don't have any bourbon that I want. I was just really surprised at the lack of any selection at the West Virginia stores.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, we literally a couple of stores.
One of those too.
A couple of stores we went in had like maybe 3 shelves or 4 shelves, and that was it. And half that was like Canadian.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there was like nothing.
Crown Royal's huge down there, and I'm a Crown Royal fan, but Crown Royal's huge down there.
Barry talked about our Blue Note pick. We will be talking about the Blue Note pick. We're actually going to drink some when we're done with this, but yeah, the Blue Note pick is out there and available. 7-Eleven sells whiskey near me. All shelfers and lots of moonshine and clear spirits in West Virginia. So the best liquor store we ended up going to was at a gas station.
Okay.
We were in Weston, and there was BFG, not BFG, something like that. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but they were the best liquor store that we came across in West Virginia. It was in a gas station. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
They actually had like 4 barrel picks there, and I was like, well, this gas station is better than the actual liquor stores.
Well, Wigwag, Jim Beam White Label. So I went to Punta Cana. No, I'm sorry. I went to Punta Cana this year, and the only bourbon they had on the entire resort that I was at was Jim Beam White Label. I drank so much Jim Beam White Label that I may never drink it again.
Ugh.
Like I may never touch Jim Beam White Label again.
I can say that from the 90s.
Yeah. 5-6 days of Jim Beam White Label on the rocks is what I had, and oh man, it was tough. Next time I go, I'm gonna definitely bring some things with me.
West Virginia Bourbon Guide, BFG. Yes, that was the store, and I know it stands for like best. I can't remember what it stands for, but when I see BFG, I always go back because I played Doom back in the day. A big fucking gun.
You're right.
That's
Okay.
what BFG stood for. Donald, thank you. I got you for the duck race. But I can't remember what it actually stands for. But yeah, it was a gas station, and it was the best liquor store we came across. So that was pretty interesting. But we were down in the Sutton area, and they have a couple of cryptid museums. So we went to the cryptid museums. Okay. We went to the Bigfoot museum they have there, and they also had one for what they call their Flatwoods monster, which they nicknamed Braxy, the Braxton County monster.
Okay.
There's like a whole legend behind it and everything. And it was a good time. It was nice. Like we just enjoy that kind of stuff, like reading the legends and the folklore and stuff like that. And I did shoot some quick little videos. So I got some videos I'm putting together of all the different cryptid museums we went to on the trip.
Okay.
But that was the first time we'd ever seen or heard of like that Flatwoods Monster Museum. That was a new one to us. Okay. So that was like, it's exciting to see like a new cryptid if you're into that kind of stuff. But then from there, we went to the actual Bigfoot Festival.
Okay.
Now, it was 99 degrees when we pulled into the parking lot.
Woo.
And the festival is in this just giant park, and it's just out in the open. So there's like no shade. It was absolutely miserable. It was so stinking hot. It was crazy.
Wow.
All right, Tracy, I'll look at that. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, it was just so hot and just dripping sweat. I got you, Tracy.
99 degrees anywhere is not a good day for me.
Yeah. And so it was rough. It was rough, but we had a good time. The first thing we did is they had a big, giant monster truck there. And I posted some pictures on the Discord and on the Patreon. I gave you a little clip of the what was going on. But you could actually ride in the monster truck.
Okay.
So we did that. We went for a monster truck ride. It was a big Sasquatch monster truck.
That's pretty cool.
And that was fun. So that was like the best time. It was good. He was like doing donuts and going over hills and jumping and stuff. It was fun. So we did that, and then we just kind of walked around. And what the Bigfoot Festival is really, it's just a gathering of people. They have, so you have a lot of the people from the different TV shows like Expedition Bigfoot, or, people like that will show up and they'll talk, and like, so you can listen to them talk and tell their stories. They have authors who have written books, and they'll like get up there and talk about the tales from their books and things like that. So if you're interested in that, you can go listen to the authors or the personalities within the Bigfoot community talk.
Okay.
And then there's a million vendors, so you can get like pretty much anything Bigfoot related, or not only Bigfoot, but they had stuff for that Flatwoods monster and like Mothman. Like I got a Mothman polo shirt I wore to work the other day. But yeah, so there's all kinds of just anything you can possibly think of, like hand carved statues. They did chainsaw carvings. They had slate, like engraved slate and hand, all kind of woodwork and stuff. So Bigfoot calls, yes. So they do. They have a Bigfoot calling contest. They have a Bigfoot wedding. So they have Bigfoot as the presenter, and people get married by Bigfoot.
Renee, if you would have only known back then.
she said we should get our vows renewed by Bigfoot. Yeah. Nobody would come down to the Bigfoot festival to watch us get our vows renewed.
I don't know. I don't know. If you bring good bourbon, count me in. I am there for the fresh crack. So,
but yeah, so there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Sandy, you can ride with me.
So yeah, it was a good time. It was super hot. Other than that, it was a good time. So we went and we checked out some of the stuff. There's like a Civil War reenactor guy that was there who was talking about the Civil War, and he had a whole camp set up, and he was like shooting his musket and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It was a good time, just really hot.
Okay.
So we ended up not being able to hit all the vendors because we just got so worn out just from the heat. 25 years next year. Yep. That's why we're talking about doing a renewal. She wanted to go down and have Bigfoot do it. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Cheers. So yeah, it was a good time. We bought, a bunch of different stuff. We got some little figures to put up around the bar and some T-shirts, and got my hat and stuff. So
love the hat.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. So we did that Friday. Then Saturday, we stayed in Weston, which was a little ways out, not too far from Sutton, but the hotel at Sutton were already booked by the time I had booked a hotel. And the next day, Saturday, we went to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which is where the Mothman took place. So Mothman, I think most people have probably heard because there was that Richard Gere movie,
right?
Like the Mothman Chronicles, I think it was called. But yes, that's where like all that took place, and there were all the sightings and all that stuff, and there was all the newspaper clippings. So we went to that museum, and we hung around town, and went and saw the statue and stuff like that. And then towards the end of the day, we actually went to, there used to be an old like military area there. It's like federal land where they call the TNT area. They actually stored munitions in these bunkers back then. I mean, they don't anymore. There's nothing stored there now. But we actually went out into the woods and found one of the TNT bunkers, and there was like, that's where like what the first sighting was in that area.
Okay.
So we were like out in the went out in the woods and found the TNT bunker back there, and I got video of all that too. That'll get posted. So good time, just doing something kind of outside of bourbon. I mean, we stopped at a bunch of stores, but instead of going to distilleries and stuff, we did something a little different.
No, that honestly, sometimes you need that. One, it's good for your wallet. Two, it's just good for just getting out and you making sure all your other hobbies stay alive and keep those things going too.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was fun to go do something a little different and hit up some of the supernatural stuff that we like.
Right.
So that's what I did over the last weekend. Now I know you just got back from a trip.
I did. I just got back from San Diego. So I went to San Diego. My brother lives in San Diego. Hi, Trevor from Cuyahoga Falls.
Trevor's not from Cuyahoga Falls, but I think his family lives there. He must
got it. Okay.
Trevor, you need to hit me up. You need to stop by while you're in town.
Yeah. I went to San Diego. Went out to visit my brother. My daughter went out there. My brother's a retired Air Force, but he's been living in San Diego for 30 years as well. So my daughter wanted to go to California to visit my brother. So she's out there still, but she's 14, so I didn't want her to fly by herself. So I flew out there with her. So we got there, and we just really spent some time. We hit the beach while we were there. We went to La Jolla Beach, Mission Beach, one more beach that we're in there. Got out. My daughter got to see the Pacific Ocean. We were in the Atlantic in March. We were in the Dominican, so she's been to both oceans this year. And then we went to the San Diego Zoo, which, if you haven't been to the San Diego Zoo, it is a monster zoo, and it's world famous for a reason. Very nice zoo, but if you go, wear some comfortable shoes. These were the biggest hills. I think they built this hill in a mountain trail. I mean, it's zoo in a mountain trail because you're up and down and up and down. So a lot of walking, but it was a very, very pleasant time. And like you said, I was out there. Didn't get to do any bourbon hunting because we were just busy for the time that we were there. But I could tell you it was just really good to spend some time with my daughter, really get to hang out with my brother. So a fun time, keeping those other things alive in your life, just providing some balance.
Yeah, so you got to see your brother. That was good. Yeah, it's a good time to go out there and spend some time with family.
Absolutely.
I'm sure him living out there, you probably don't see him that often.
Not often. Yeah, once every couple years.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that was our weekend. And now we're getting ready for 4th of July weekend.
4th of July is here.
Yeah. So I know Saturday I'm going to be cooking out. I'm going to be smoking ribs.
Okay.
So I've got some baby backs I'm going to be putting out there on the smoker, and I'm going to be grilling up some burgers and stuff. We got some family coming over. So, we have to have a good time on Saturday for the 4th celebration.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really decided what we're doing yet. It's just me, my wife, and my son right now. My brother will be in either Sunday or Monday. So I'm sure we'll be doing some things. So our 4th weekend will go on for a few days. Okay. So we'll celebrate the whole weekend.
Old Pirate Bourbon, cheers. Thanks for joining us. And Two Strikes Whiskey says, that's too bad. San Diego has great bottles at good prices.
Oh, I wish I could have got out. We were nonstop from the moment I got there to the moment I left. At 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock San Diego time, it's 1 o'clock our time, so I'm ready to go to sleep. And my nephew comes over, and that was the first time I've seen him in about 5 or 10 years. So I had to stay up and hang out and talk. And then my flight left at I had to be up at 2 a.m. to catch my 6 a.m. flight.
And you're gonna have a jet lag.
Oh my God! Oh, just crazy jet lag. Yeah. Jet lag so I'm still catching up. So
yeah. Yeah, so if you're just now joining, we are having a duck race tonight. For every $5 that you send in Super Chat, you get a duck in the race, and the winner gets to pick one of the bags behind us, A, B, C, or D. Each bag has a blind flight in it. So if you're interested in joining the duck race, every $5 you send in gets you a duck. Show me the proof. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. So, Bourbon and Balls, hey, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm going to have these guys are going to be on the live here in a few weeks.
Okay.
I have them coming back on. We're gonna go from samples. So we're getting ready for the 4th, and we're gonna have a good time this weekend. Now, I want to talk about our barrel pick. So this is our Blue Note barrel pick that we did. Bryant, you were actually on this pick with us when we were down in Memphis. It just came in a couple of weeks ago. Excellent bottle.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Now, was it a couple weeks ago? I think it was it last week it came in? When'd you get yours?
I got mine. Was it this week? Sunday. It was last Friday I got it.
Okay.
So 2 Fridays ago is when it dropped.
Yeah. Well, you put a hurting on this bottle. So
yeah,
if I know it's his bottle, it's his pick. He has several other picks up there, but this is a little bit over a week or a little bit under 2 weeks worth of having this bottle.
Well, I just opened it Sunday.
Okay.
I got it last Friday.
Got you.
We were out of town.
Oh,
got home Sunday and opened it.
Yeah, you put a hurting on that bottle in a week.
Alicia, thank you. I got you. Yeah, I've hit it, I think, about every night this week. Of it. So it should be linked at the top of the chat. I tried to link it before the live started. I don't know if it's still up there. A link to buy the barrel pick if you don't have one and you're interested. It is in our shop. www.thewhiskeysippers.com. If you get 3 bottles, and it's any 3 bottles, it doesn't have to be just the pick. You get half off shipping, and if you get 6 or more bottles, it's free shipping.
Okay.
So, Chip, I got you with all 4 entries there.
And I can tell you, they did such a nice job of packaging these bottles up. They all come in the individual
Everyone
bubble
has
wrap.
their own sleeve and stuff. They all have their own sleeve.
It was packaged. And
Mark, I got you.
And because of the heat, they did a nice job of wrapping it to make sure that cork doesn't move. So the shipper did a really good job too. So be assured your bottles are likely to arrive very safe.
Yeah, they wrapped it in what's that called?
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap. Yeah, they wrap it up in saran wrap. I guess that's kind of keep the cork.
Yeah.
Keep the cork so more pressure on it. But yeah, so if you're interested, the link I hope is at the top of the chat. If not, it's just thewhiskeysippers.com. And you can go and you can see the bottle and all the bottles we have in the shop.
Right.
All right. Some good bottles in the shop. One of the Blanton's is super close to Ohio prices. So yeah, I have Blanton's Gold and straight from the barrel in there. And I think they're priced at like $189.99.
That's a great
which
price.
Is about
$30
or so over MSRP, I think.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close. It's about the lowest I've seen out there online anywhere.
Yeah, and that's just such a good deal. Just shows that you're just trying to get good bourbon in the hands of good people. So
yeah,
get out there and grab it.
I try to keep those prices. I try to make them do as low as I can get them to go and put them out there. So because I'm trying to bring people in. I'm doing it more to help with the channel.
Absolutely.
You know what I am than make it like a store.
And you getting, I remember when I got
really
my
get
first
people in because barrel picks. I want people to come in and see the barrel picks.
But I just remember the first time the first Blanton's Gold I got. My wife actually bought it from Wooden Cork, and they were at $225, and she thought that was a great deal, and she had to pay for shipping. So pick up the Blanton's Gold from the shop, pick up a straight from the barrel, and then throw 4 of those Blue Notes in there, get free shipping. So.
Tracy said she's going to donate a Hard Truth sample flight for a second duck race tonight. Yeah, we can do that, Tracy. If you want to do that, that'd be great. That's fine. I will say I am going to do a sample giveaway for the Blue Note. So I'm going to let me go real quick and hashtag this. And somebody can win a sample of the Blue Note pick. So put into the chat hashtag Blue Note, and you can win a sample of our Blue Note. So hashtag Blue Note in the chat, and I'll draw that winner here in a little bit, and we'll send you out a sample of this pick. So everybody else, anybody else got any special plans for the 4th? I was thinking about if we should travel, and last year we traveled for the 4th, and this year we decided to stay home.
Yeah.
Last year we went down to Kentucky, and we were actually down on the Bourbon Trail during the 4th, and we went down on the 3rd, like today. So we started on the 3rd, and we started at Wild Turkey, hoping to get the Russell's 15. But they had already released it.
Oh, yeah.
They released it like the day before or something. They didn't have any more left. And that was kind of actually a bust of a weekend. I mean, we were down there for the 4th and everything, and we didn't catch anything special really during the weekend. So we were like, well, I don't think we're going to go do Kentucky on the 4th this year because it didn't really work out anything special last year.
Wig and Wag Workshop, if you haven't tried Blue Note, you are in for a treat.
It's good.
Blue Note, uncut, unfiltered.
Yep.
I will put this up against any other bourbons that you will check out. This is a good whiskey, and I'm not just saying that. This is a good whiskey. And
if you an idea, if you'll like it, is they actually they source their whiskey from Green River. But what they do is it's made at Green River, it ages for a year, then they move it down to Memphis, and it ages the rest of the time in that Memphis environment. So you're down there on the Delta. So if you like Green River at all, this is like an amped up Green River to me.
Yeah. And,
What tastes
and
like.
it's hard to not like Green River because Green River
Yeah.
has some good juice, and this is better than Green River.
Yeah, it's like an amped up version of Green River. I like Blue Note. The Blue Note picks are especially good. I've tried a few more since we were in Memphis. Yep, everyone I've had I've liked too. This is like, I think when we went, I'd already had like four or five before we ever went.
Right.
That's why I'd said, oh, well, we'll do Blue Note because I liked all the ones I had. So
yeah, I picked up one from Southern Spirits when I was in North Carolina, South Carolina last year, and this beats the one from Southern Spirits. And the one from Southern Spirit was really good. I brought that bottle back home, and I think everybody said how much they liked it.
Yeah.
But the people that got this bottle, they also said that this one is better than the one from Southern Spirits.
Mark said the price is right on Blue Note and Green River. Yeah, the price is good. We have this one at $51.99.
$51.99,
which is, I think, a good price.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really go any lower on it, so I thought I'd put that as low as I could. I thought it was a good price. You love Green River. If you like Green River, you need to try the Blue Note.
Yeah, this is
if
better.
You like Green River, it's just like a more amped up version. That's how I always think. Like,
yeah,
the Green River Full Proof is pretty decent, but the uncut, unfiltered Blue Notes to me are just better.
I agree.
And it's because I think it's because it's down there in that heat, in that that Mississippi Delta. It's down there aging. So, yeah. So there you go. TheWhiskeySippers.com. You can go check it out and order some bottles, and you will get the tater sticker, which I'm proud of because I did the tater sticker. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Now, Two Strikes, that Southern Spirits Blue Note pick I had was from last year, so I'm pretty sure they don't still have that one, but Southern Spirits is a pretty cool store. Definitely check out the bottle shop if you want to try some Blue Note.
Yeah, and the Southern Spirits, that's one where if you buy like I'll spend a whole bunch of money, they let you into a back shop or something. Is that right?
Yeah. So I'm there, and you always see people playing the 5-second game. So I'm in there, and I'm like, hey, I like to do the 5-second game, and they're like, yeah, if you buy a $750 gift card, you could play the 5-second game. So I text everybody I knew, and I'm like, hey, do you guys want a bottle? And I got up to about $400, and I'm like, I am not spending an extra $300 to go in there and to get a Weller Foolproof store pick, even though I really wanted that Weller Foolproof store pick. But I don't think it was worth the extra $300.
So, real cheers. Thanks for joining us. Almost time to put the ribs and brisket in the smoker. See, I'll be getting my ribs ready tomorrow because I'm not smoking until Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah, brisket can take a long time to smoke, longer than my ribs. That bourbon guy, Blue Note pick is a buy and a backup. I agree. I think it's great.
Agree.
I have several, so I'm not going to run out of that one. Definitely people are getting ready for smoking. I know David, who's on here, he just posted a link to the Blue Note pick.
Thanks, David.
He posted a picture of his like brisket that he's going to be smoking, like this giant brisket that he's going to be doing. Looked fantastic. I know it's going to be good. I loved smoking. I love smoked meats. I love brisket and pulled pork and ribs. And the only thing I don't like smoked is chicken.
Really?
I don't like smoked chicken.
You know what? During football season, I'm a big tailgater. So go Browns.
Go Browns.
So I typically get up in the morning and I'll smoke wings. I'll get up in the morning. I'll throw wings in the smoker at like 4:00 in the morning. I'll go back in the house, kind of do what I'm doing the rest of the day. The rest of the morning, the wings will keep doing what they're doing. Right about 6:30, I pull them out of the smoker, and then I go up to tailgate. And when I get up there to tailgate, I either pull out my deep fryer and drop them in the deep fryer to finish off the wings, or I go ahead and throw them on the grill to finish off the wings, just to give a nice crispy coating on the outside, toss them in sauce. So, I love smoked wings.
I like smoked wings. When I say I don't like chicken smoked, I mean more like chicken breast.
Oh, chicken breast,
like
gotcha.
Chicken breast they seem to get like a little more dense.
Yeah, the key with smoked chicken, I think you need the bone. If you don't have the bone, it does tend to dry out a little bit. So you need that bone in there to help keep that juice around there. So chicken thighs, chicken breast, wings, they always turn out well.
Yeah. All right. So again, I will be giving away a sample of our Blue Note pick. Hashtag Blue Note in the chat to enter the giveaway. I think we got like 18 entries right now. So if you're interested in getting the pick, hashtag Blue Note. We'll also be doing a duck race here in just a few minutes. So for every $5 in super chat, you will get a duck in the race, and you will get to pick one of the A, B, C, or D, one of the blind flight bags.
Agree, Mark.
Chicken needs higher temps and the bone to smoke. I think maybe that's my problem, because when I tried to smoke chicken, I smoked the boneless chicken.
Yeah.
I didn't like them like that. So I normally stick to ribs. I make really good ribs on the smoker, but everything else has been iffy that I've tried, honestly. I just have like one of those old Brinkman smokers. I don't have like an electric smoker with pellets.
Yeah.
I'm throwing in wood chips, soaked wood chips and stuff like that. So, Patrick, I got your entry.
Yeah, I have an electric, what brand is that? I have an electric smoker, and so it gets going. I really love that thing because it's really easy maintenance. Drop the wood chips in there and just let it do its thing.
Really good.
I was just
thinking about, man, it's just such a great mouthfeel. I mean, you drink it and then you let it sit for a little bit, and your whole mouth just keeps tingling.
And I could tell you,
got a great aftertaste.
You can't see it, but the legs on this thing are just amazing. You look at it, you could just tell how viscous it is. The legs just keep hanging around on that glass. Just an amazing pour.
Oh, thank you, Chip. Chip just got one. He said it was $69.99 when you add shipping in, and the shipping's like $18 flat rate.
Yeah.
But again, with the more bottles, you get it discounted. I know what we did is we had like our whole group of people.
Yeah.
All put in their orders, and we just made like 2 big orders, so we got the free shipping on it.
Right.
So if you have like some friends who might want it, you get 3 friends together, and you got half shipping.
And that's what I did. The first day it came in, I put in my order right away. So I had this huge box come to the house, but there were already people that when I was going, I had some people cover me at work, and they're like, "Hey, I'd like to try that Blue Note pick that you're picking." I'm like, "I'll take care of you."
I got you. I got your entries. I know. I see. Wigwang said he likes to do the pork butt. So do you do the bone in? You got to do bone in if you're doing a pork butt.
Yeah.
You got to do the bone in. And bone in pork butt is fantastic when you smoke it, make pulled pork. I don't. It takes too long.
Yeah.
It takes forever to do a pork butt. But they are great when they're done right. I do love some pulled pork, for sure.
David, I still haven't mastered my pellet smoker. I have a Traeger, and I'm still trying to master that the pellet smoker on that, but I'm still working on it. So I'm still playing around with my Traeger. I've done some great side dishes on there. I'm still trying to master the meat. Smoked macaroni and cheese off the Traeger is really, really good. Smoked baked beans off of the Traeger is really good. Still playing around with the meat and trying to get it the way I like it.
I've never liked smoked mac and cheese, but I've had baked beans that were smoked. I like some baked beans that are smoked like that. Those are good. Yeah. There's a hot and fast method for the butt. Can be done in 4 to 5 hours. I've never heard of a bone-in pork butt being done that fast. But again, I don't do that much. Renee says she'll take some of the beans. The beans. Brian, she loves baked beans.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yes, bone in. So yeah, bone in's the way to go. You do that bone-in pork butt. Man, I tell you what, one of the best barbecues I ever had. We were in South Carolina. Me and my boss were down there for a business trip. And we were driving back, and we were hungry, and there was this little, never heard of it. It wasn't advertised. It was just a little hole in the wall barbecue place. I can't even remember the name of it now. We pulled it and ate there, and it was the best pulled pork I've had in my entire life.
Okay.
I wish I had written it down or something and I could remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere outside of Spartanburg, I think.
Okay.
But it was amazing. It was amazing. Smoked meatballs. I've never had a smoked meatball to add flavor to spaghetti. That's a new one on me.
Mark's thinking you need to add a smoking section on your Discord. just to talk about smoked meat.
Smoked meat. I'll add one. You know what? I added one. I think Mark, you're the one who asked me to add the cigar section, so I added a cigar section. I'm going to be smoking a cigar Saturday when I'm doing my ribs, and I'll post a short on it. Mark, I'll put it out there. And I'm also going to be adding cigars to the bottle shop.
Okay.
So I talked to my retailer, and they now have a agreement with a cigar company. So there's going to be some cigars available to order along with bottles when people order bottles.
Okay.
So that's something else I'm looking to start to get into a little bit. Is cigars. I'm trying to figure it out. I only puffed a few. I don't really understand a lot about them yet. I've been doing a little bit of research to try to figure out where to start, but so I'm going to do a little bit more cigar stuff coming up here.
It's amazing. The thing that I get offered the most for free are cigars. And some of the guys give me free, like really good cigars, because I think some of the stores, I buy a lot of bourbon from different stores, and they're like, oh, you have to try these cigars. And I'm like, I really don't smoke cigars. So they're like, here, take this one for free. Take this gas station sushi. I don't know if you guys are into cigars, but that's supposed to be a good one. Take this gas station sushi and, try it. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So I have some pretty decent cigars that I'll light up, and I'll smoke about a half of it, a quarter of it, and then at some point, don't tell them this, but it ends up being goes into the fire pit. So at some point, so
David, it shouldn't be up there right now. I was playing around with putting the Olivia cigars up. I'm getting it set up, but they do have, that is one of the brands that is going to be available, is that Olivia. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Mark, I did see your message there, and I'll probably be sending you some messages about different stuff, because there was a bunch of different cigars. Some I know and I've done some research on, and some I have not heard of, and I don't know if they're any good or worth the money or whatever. Right. So I'm going to be asking people before I put them on the shop. I'm kind of playing around a little bit and taking my time before I get that fully set up.
Elijah Craig, you are very old school. Swisher Sweets give bad memories to everybody. Yeah. Swisher Sweets, and I have to say, I've smoked several Black and Milds along my alcohol journey, but Swisher Sweets definitly bring back some bad memories.
Now I'll say, where I grew up, Swisher Sweets and Black and Mild, it wasn't usually tobacco. If you were smoking those.
Well, you know what? I know a lot of people that usually use those for tobacco, especially the Black and Milds with the tips. Those are perfect for, but you had to freak your Black and Mild. And I don't know if anybody knows what freaking a Black and Mild is. So you take the whole Black and Mild out, you take it completely apart, and there's this paper lining inside of the Black and Mild. You take that paper lining out, and then you put the tobacco shell back in, and then you dump all the tobacco back in. That is called freaking a Black and Mild. So like that, we just went back to the 90s on my Black and Mild journey. So
I'll have to look at that. I was playing around with putting them off, but I thought I'd hit them again. I'll have to go see what's going on afterwards. But Brian, I got another thing that we're going to do here tonight.
Okay.
So when we were down in Memphis, we were with the guys from Life from the Patio, and they took us into Buster's. And they talked to one of the employees they were friends with there, and they had a few of these Stag store picks.
Right.
I managed to get one.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting to open this till I had you available, since we were together when I got it.
Yeah.
So we're going to fresh crack this Stag store pick. So this store pick is 131.8 proof, and it is from Buster's in Memphis.
I think Tracy got one of these too. Also, Tracy.
I can't remember.
I think Tracy got one.
I think Two Strikes. If he's here, that's Matt. I think Matt was with us. I think Tracy may have been the other one. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I freak many Black and Mild. See, David, you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely, cracked a few shells.
Tell the story why Bryant didn't get one. So why don't you tell why you didn't get one of these Stag picks, Bryant?
Well, so we were with Two Strikes, and I think Tracy was with us too. Tracy was with us. Yeah, it was okay. Tracy was the other. And we were there, and we all showed up, and they had set, 3 Stag store picks aside for us. So we show up, and I go in. They hand me the Stag store pick. They hand Todd the Stag store pick, and they had hand Tracy a Stag store pick. And Two Strikes is there, and they're like, we don't have another one for him. And he came over there. He wanted it, and I have a Stag store pick this was going to be his first one and maybe even his first stag altogether. And I'm like, hey, you could go ahead and take it because I just believe bourbon is meant to be shared. It's supposed to be friendly. And, you know, I'm like, you take it. So he got his first stag store pick. So went ahead and helped out a buddy. And I was happy to do that. And it was Tracy's first stag store pick. So
my first stag store pick.
Yeah.
It was my first stag store pick as well.
Yeah. So
I see somebody said they're looking for the hazmat stag store pick. I have
those are very hard to find.
I've had one from you. You have one.
No, mine is 130.
Oh, I thought you had a hazmat.
No, it's 138 proof.
138. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, this is my first stag store pick as well. And if you're wondering why Tracy and Matt, who are in the chat, were also with us in Memphis, it's because if you're new to the channel or anything, when I do barrel picks, I draw like who's going to be on the pick team for my Patreons, and these guys are Patreons. So you know, they were with us on Blue Note, and Tracy was also with us when we did Hard Truth.
Yeah.
So so I draw the pick team from our Patreons. That's why they were with us. And yeah, Tracy, it was a great time in Memphis.
It was a lot of fun. Great time in Memphis. Great time at Blue Note. Just a really cool experience. Just having that up close and personal one-on-one experience with the Blue Note folks, and then just getting out seeing parts of Memphis that I had not seen before. So
yeah, Memphis is a great town too.
Memphis is a great town. It is. And we got to stop at Gus's. So
yeah, we actually got Gus's chicken, which I love Gus's chicken, and we took it over to Old Dominic and ate at the bar at Old Dominic. We ate Gus's chicken while drinking Old Dominic. So
we're drinking Old Dominic, and then we had a duck fat old fashioned.
Duck fat old fashioned is amazing at Old Dominic. Loved it. Absolutely.
146.6, David. Ooh, that's a monster of a store pick of stag.
That is a monster. That's a 146.6. That's crazy. Yeah. So we're going to open this. We're going to fresh crack this, and we're going to give this a try, Brian.
All right. I'm happy to do it.
All right, here we go. Not bad. Pretty good crack.
Better than my Lot B crack.
That Lot B was awful. If you haven't seen that video, during our 1 year live stream, Brian, in the after party, Brian had brought a Lot B, and he went to fresh crack it. So we're set up. We're going to record it. And everybody's quiet. He pulls the cork, and it's complete silence. It's like nothing. It was pretty awful. Yeah, the duck fat was awesome. Yeah, that if you go to Old Dominic, try the duck fat old fashioned. It's fantastic. Very creamy. It's a very creamy old.
Very, very creamy.
It's got a nice nose. That's got
smell the cherry cola.
It's got a lot of cherry. A lot of cherry on this. Yeah. Yeah, David was here. It was a silent cork.
Yeah.
It was almost like, how was there like no pressure on it?
Yeah, I know. I was embarrassed. Like,
you're like, let me try that again. Yeah. All right. Wow. One last time, guys. The duck race. We're going to be doing a duck race here in a few minutes. For every $5 in super chat, you'll get a duck in the race. The winner gets to pick a bag. And also hashtag Blue Note. We will be giving away a sample of our Blue Note pick. If you're not entered, hashtag Blue Note for a chance to win a sample. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of cherry.
A lot of cherry, yeah. You get the hashtag Blue Note back up on the screen. I don't know if you can put it back up there or pin it back up. Got some new. I saw a few new people pop in.
So hashtag Blue Note to win a sample of our Blue Note private barrel pick. That's good. That's got a nice smell. That's a nice bottle.
The nose on this is great. Matt or Tracy, I don't know if you tried this yet. The nose is amazing. So
that may be better than.
It's better than my store pick.
I think it's better than most of the 24 releases, except maybe the 24A.
I don't know. This might compete with the 24A nose. This smells great.
That nose is really, really good on that. All right, Dean. But I'm notoriously a stag. I got it 3 inches there, Dean. I got it. I love stags, but this is an excellent stag. Like if this was one of the batch releases, this would be like one of the people would want this release. And this is good.
I'm going to bore some of you who have heard this story, but I don't care. But stag in particular is very special for Todd and I's friendship. The first time we met was we were in line, both waiting for stag. And the only thing that was flatter than my lot B pop was our chance of getting stag that night.
Here comes Renee. She wants a pour.
Renee's coming down for a pour, and we were in pouring down rain that night, and snow and sleet.
The snow was so bad,
and neither one of us got stag that night. So then the next night we regrouped. We meet up again and we hang out again all night. Yeah. It was our first stag that either of us had gotten. And so seems like yesterday, but that was 3-4 years ago.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So, time flies and
we've been friends since.
So we've been friends and drinking whiskey ever since. So,
So here's a story about Ohio and kind of what happened that night. So the way we do it in Ohio is kind of a unofficial understanding, right? So people will come if you think that a store is going to have a big drop. People will start showing up maybe like midnight, 1, 2, or whatever, and you put out chairs to kind of like, this is my chair. I'm first in line. I'm second in line, and you put out those chairs as a representation, as a placeholder, until someone says, "No, I want to line up." So if someone wants to line up, everybody needs to go line up. So you can't leave your chair out there with everybody else in line while you sit in your car. Well, it started snowing that night. Some guy showed up at like 4 a.m. and he was like, no, I want to stand in line. So everybody got out of the car. We went and stood in line for 6 hours.
6 hours.
In the snow.
To get an Eagle Rare.
That's because it didn't have stag. I was so mad.
And this guy was so ill prepared for a 6-hour wait.
He had a thin jacket on.
Jacket on. He had no chair. And even though I was pissed that I had to go out there and sit with him, I gave him my chair to sit in. That's just kind of the guy I am. But we sat outside in the cold for 6 hours to get nothing.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. All right, the Blue Note has a unique finish, Ford finish. It does. So that's one thing about that Blue Note pick that I love is you drink it and like it starts to tingle towards the back of your mouth, and then it comes back forward.
Yeah.
It's really weird how it does it, but it's really nice. It's really nice. And it leaves a great aftertaste. Is it hard to get a stag barrel pick? The only way you can get a stag barrel pick, Tracy, is to win the lottery from the Sazerac lottery. So if you search Sazerac single barrel, there's a place where you can sign up to be part of like their single barrel program. And like 3 times a year, they draw winners. I think one of those times is for stag.
Yeah.
And you have to like be the lottery winner to get a bottle. Otherwise, you're not getting one.
And just to talk about how hard it is, Ohio got 1 stag store pick last year, and they may have gotten two barrels with that pick, but they got 1 stag store pick. The store that I go to in Michigan has been trying to get a stag store pick for 7 years. He's doing an Elijah Craig single barrel store pick this year. He's done a Weller foolproof store pick. So he gets a lot of other Buffalo Trace store pick, Buffalo Trace Eagle Rare 11-year store pick. He gets a lot of different store picks. However, he can't get stag. So tells you how hard it is
to get any of those, like an E.H. Taylor, the stag, those you got to win that lottery from both. And I'm in it. They do it a point accrual. So every time they do it, like every year, you get an extra point in, and the points are how many entries you get. And then there's like special things you can do. I'm up to like 12 or 13 points. One day I'll win one. Yeah. Renee says, I didn't even want to buy the Eagle. I was so mad when they didn't have that stag. I wanted to just leave, but she's like, no, we wait all that time. I'm buying an Eagle Rare.
I did the same thing. And then I go to the parking lot, and you guys know NASCAR Don. Yeah. We get out there. He's like, yeah, I really wanted an eagle for my son-in-law. I'm like, give me my $40 back. And you got, I'm like, you just give me the money back. I don't even want this bottle. I gave it to Don.
Yeah, I love Don.
And yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
So I gave it to Don, and I wasted a whole night out there to give my. I got the eagle and gave it away 2 minutes after I bought it. Yeah. So I gave it away for exactly what I paid for it.
Okay, last chance to enter for the Blue Note. Hashtag Blue Note for the Blue Note sample. I'll give it like a minute here, and then I'm going to run it. We do have 19 entries, so if you're interested in the Blue Note pick sample, hashtag Blue Note. And then I'm going to go run this. So I take another sip of this stag.
This stag is delicious.
That is fantastic.
Very soft finish, great mouthfeel. Just a good pick.
Yeah, Tracy, like my bourbon club, everybody's into the Sazerac barrel program. We're all waiting. Nobody's won anything yet. So it's hard. There's so many people in it. I mean, there's tens of thousands of people that you're competing against. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this, and I'm going to go run this giveaway tool, and we will see who wins the Blue Note pick. Okay, so everybody should see that now. We're going to do the drawing, 19 entries. And the winner is Old Pirate Bourbon.
Congratulations.
So you have won a sample of our Blue Note barrel pick. I'm going to put my email here so you can send me information so I can get this delivered to you. Hopefully you're still on there.
Mark, all right.
Oh, that was rigged. All right. Yeah. So hopefully you're still on here, Old Pirate Bourbon. And you can give that to me. So send me an email and we'll get that out to you.
Yeah. And Tracy made a good point. Folks, make sure you're liking and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're in here, yes, all right. Make sure you like and make sure you're subscribing to the channel.
Rigged, all right. Yes, hit that like button. It helps out with the algorithm. And we're at like, I think 1650. We just passed 1650 subs.
Okay.
So we're just over a year. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Absolutely.
I think by the end of the year we'll be at 2000. I feel good about that. I feel we're heading in the right direction. Last chance. Last call for the duck races. Every $5 you send in a super chat gets you in the duck race. The winner gets to pick a blind flight bag. So I'm going to give that one more minute. I'm going to run that. Yeah, that's great. I agree, Tracy. I think it's been a good run. When Devin and I started the channel, we were when we first started, we're like, we're going to give this 3 months, and if we're not getting any subscribers, we're just going to quit. And subscribers, we got our first 100 subscribers in the first month. We're like, okay, this isn't so bad. It started working itself out. Then we're like, we're going to give it a year. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 in the year, because you have to have 1,000 in 1 year to be able to get ads monetized.
Right.
And we hit our 1,000 before the year was up. So we were like, okay, yeah, this is something we're going to continue. Of course, he's overseas right now. Anybody new to the channel, my regular partner, Devin, is in the military. He was out on deployment. He left in February. He won't be back till next year.
Right.
But yeah, so he'll be back next year.
I get to come hang out, and I'm sure I'll get to come hang out with Devin when he comes back too. But you get me as a fill-in every once in a while, and our buddy Patrick and that bourbon guy who's in here. We all get to fill in every once in a while. And I've been we miss Devin. Devin's a hilarious dude. But
Devin's great.
It's good to be able to come hang out and talk to you guys and meet some cool people.
Yeah, and I have other channels on time to time. So I got the guys from Bourbon and Balls who join me. I have Old Fashioned Ways, Doc. I've had him on, and the guys from Life from the Patio. So I try to get other channels on to try and make connections and expand my audience, and my audience, give them introduction to other people. Last week I had Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts.
I popped on and saw that.
First time I've talked to them. So I'm trying to just kind of reach out and grow the community. You two guys are so down to earth. Someone I can relate to. We try to be. I mean, I'm too old not to be down there.
Right, absolutely.
I'm too old to be pretentious.
My biggest regret is that, like Tracy, the last time that when I got to meet you in person, I got on the road and drove for from 2 a.m. and I drove straight to Memphis. So I think that was what, 12, 13 hours. I don't know what it was, 12-hour drive. And then I show up, do the Blue Note pick. So by the time we all were hanging out, I hung out for a while, and then I'm like, I'm exhausted, man. But I had been up for 18, 19 hours, a long drive and a lot of bourbon in between that. So, but I know we'll be able to get together, and I'm sure I'll get to go on another pick with you guys soon.
David, raise the glasses to all service members, active and veterans. Yes,
Absolutely.
Thank you to everybody who served. All right, so I'm going to go set up this duck race, and it's going to take me just a minute. I got to get all these names entered. If you want to entertain a little bit, Bryant,
all right.
while I do this.
So it's good to be able to entertain, and you know, we're on YouTube, and I'm trying to get more on YouTube, and I need to start getting some videos up and doing some of those things and getting some of my subscribers up. I think I'm Big Dog _ whiskey on YouTube also, but a lot of what I do and kind of where I started my journey is over on Bourbon TikTok. And Bourbon TikTok is a pretty good community as well. But I'm loving the YouTube folks over here, getting to hang out with people. I mean, honestly, there's just some good people in here. The Bourbon TikTok community is really great because they do like a lot of meetups. So maybe we have to plan a bourbon YouTube meetup. You know, so I'm going to be the champion for a bourbon YouTube meetup. So like one time I was in Louisville doing some Bourbon Trail stuff with the family. We're down there. We're in YouTube down there in Louisville, and I see all these bourbon TikTokers tagging things around the Louisville area, and I'm like, so I
link to your channel.
I don't even know where my
channel is.
I'm gonna log on, but
yeah, I don't know. I honestly didn't know you had a YouTube channel. Honestly, I just follow you on TikTok.
So so I drop into I drop a comment to one of the bourbon TikTokers that are on, and I you know, when I see him, I'm like, hey, are you guys in Louisville? They are. So I go meet up with them, and it was, you know, just a great meetup. It was very impromptu, but I got to connect with a lot of the, you know, some of the big guys on there, Big Woodford Bourbon guy. I think Kevin C had dropped in for a minute. So a lot of the guys that you see doing a lot of different content, you know, I got to connect with some of those folks, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I didn't even know you were on YouTube. I had no idea, because I don't think I've ever seen you post anything on YouTube.
No, I never posted anything on YouTube, but I jump in your live. So
yeah,
I don't post very much on YouTube, but there I am. I just commented, and I'm Big Dog Whiskey. So so it's not underscore, it's Big Dog _ whiskey on the other channels, but on TikTok and on Instagram. But I'm just Big Dog Whiskey here. So I just dropped a comment in there. So I need to do more on YouTube. So I'm gonna work to get a bourbon YouTube meetup going. That has to be a goal.
So we've had a little bit like Bourbon and Balls, Cash 529 and I met down at New Riff one time. And I think another time Cash 529 and Bourbon and Balls met at New Riff. But I also want to meet up, just like I want to do somewhere else down there that's not like within a bar where we can do a bottle share.
Right.
And I talked to Devin actually this week. I said, when you get back, after you've been back a few months, I can pull you away from Anna. I want me and him to go down there and, you know, go and do some content. And then on like a Saturday night, have a meetup at a hotel, like get a suite and have people over for a bottle share. Everyone wants to come to Northern Kentucky. So I know last weekend, David and Trevor and some of my other Patreons all met up, and we almost made it over there. We were kind of spent the day a little too long in West Virginia. We didn't really make it, but when Devin gets back, I've already talked to him. I said, I want us to do this, and he's on board, you know, when we get a chance. So that's something we're gonna look at doing after he's back for sure.
Good deal.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this race. And we are going to be doing a horse race.
All right, let's see it.
We are going to shuffle these characters. 3 shuffles, and here we go. Oh, Tracy off to a big lead with your purple horse.
Uh-oh.
DNC coming up from behind. Tracy with another one of her horses. She's a stable owner. She's got a couple of them.
Okay,
okay.
Donald.
Donald.
Oh,
yeah.
making a hard charge.
Making a hard charge. But whoa. Look down here. Patrick. No. See who's going to come from behind. I'm thinking.
Donald S is making a move there.
Yeah,
and that with that number 2 horse.
Mark D's coming up quick.
I don't know.
Coming up
I
quick.
think
Tracy by a nose. It's going to be. Oh no.
Alicia. Oh my God.
What a come from behind victory.
It must have been the stag. The stag did it. Yeah, that was a stag there, making the move.
So if you're still on, Alicia, you got to pick a bag A, B, C, or D, and we'll see what you got. See which kind of blind you won. The horse was doped.
Right.
He had some steroids. He had some human horse hormones. He's a Triple H.
that was a hard push.
That was a hard charge at
the
end. She wants B, so grab bag B back there, bro. Let's see what flight she got.
Let's see what's in bag B. I'm excited to see what's in bag B.
Let's see. I don't remember. I switch them up every week. I pour new ones and switch them up, and I never remember what's what. So we're going to see. Okay. So this one I actually just poured today. This is a Tennessee distillery blind. So these are 3 samples from 3 different Tennessee distilleries. Now, one of them is the Blue Note pick that we did. So that's from Memphis. The other one is a Old Dominick Wheated Whiskey Single Barrel from Buster's, 123.9 proof.
Okay.
So Old Dominick Wheated Whiskey, our Blue Note Whiskey Sippers pick, and an Old Glory Bottled in Bond Bourbon.
Okay.
So 3 different Tennessee distilleries blind. So there you go.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to spin those labels around for you there.
I think they're all screened, but there you go. So you got a Tennessee distillery blind. And I didn't put Jack in there on purpose because there's a Jack blind back there somewhere.
Yeah.
But everybody knows Jack. So I got 3 different Tennessee distilleries. So there you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now, if you guys want to do another duck race, Tracy said she would put up a bottle or a hard truth sample pack. I don't know, Tracy, if you can say what hard truths you have if somebody wanted to do it. Now, I know she's still on because I saw her just post.
Make sure you get
Mark, you're going to Jack Daniel's, my favorite distillery to go to.
I haven't been there yet.
You got to go with us sometime when we go.
Yeah.
We're Squires, and so that makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
But even before we were Squires, I love going to Jack Daniel's. It's the best.
Thanks, Renee. I'm a Squire now also, so thank you. Hey, make sure you drop your email in there so Alicia can send you her address.
That is David's wife.
Oh, okay. So we have that. Okay.
David knows.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get it with him.
Okay. Yeah. So
unless I'm wrong, Alicia, if you're not David's wife, then let me know, and I'll just put my email in there.
And if not, David, you're in a lot of trouble.
Right? I thought it was. That's the last name. Just opened the Old Dominick Wheated Whiskey pick last night. Too early to tell, but it may win out our wheat whiskey blind from the Star Hill Farms in Bernheim. It's better than Bernheim. It is absolutely better than Bernheim. And I've only had the Star Hill once, but I think the Old Dominick is better. I really liked that Dominick Wheated Whiskey, that store pick. It was fantastic. So, yeah, I agree with you. 2 strikes. That Old Dominick Wheated Whiskey is very, very good.
Chip off Cam.
She wants to add David do not touch to her package. Yeah, so she's gonna Alicia, let me know and I'll meet up and give it to you so he doesn't get to drink any of it. If that's how you want to handle it. 5 samples. So all right, if anybody wants to be involved in a hard truth sample giveaway, Alicia. Yeah, so Alicia, that was right. So if anybody wants to do a hard truth sample giveaway, we'll run a duck race for it. Just, I guess, just send in whatever, same thing, $5 in super chat, and you'll be entered into the giveaway for the hard truth. And I don't know if I can actually bring up, I think you sent a picture in the Discord, Tracy. If I can get in, I'll actually share that. Let's see. Maybe I'll just share the picture of David's brisket. Donald, all right, I got you. Okay, and let me share this. I think I have the picture that Tracy actually sent of these bottles. So there you go. So it's the hard truth, the sweet mash rye, the I think that's the double oak. Oops. If you guys can see that, so it's barrel finished, sweet mash wheated bourbon, sweet mash rye, another sweet mash rye. It's got this. This has got to be a pick, and the high road rye. So there's a sample pack for that. So
I am entering this, Tracy.
All right. So every $5 in super chat, you'll get a duck in the race for this hard truth sample giveaway. Chip, I got you. And if you haven't had hard truth is my favorite craft distillery. Okay. It is the best thing right now. The best up and coming distillery, in my opinion. I love it.
Absolutely. Do I have to put it on super chat, or can I?
No, I can. All right.
We're just gonna.
We'll do it the easy way.
Yeah. We're gonna do it the easy way.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to enter that, we'll run a little over here and we'll do this giveaway. So thank you very much, Tracy, for that offer. You're a weeded guy. Wigwag. I'll tell you what. Is it Wigwag Workshop? The weeded bourbon from Old Dominic is fantastic.
It's really good.
Really, really good weeded bourbon. If you get a chance to get it, and I honestly don't know, I've never seen it outside of Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where else you can get it. You said you're over by Columbus. It's going to be probably difficult to get unless you make that trip down. But if you see one, grab that Old Dominic weeded whiskey. So Mark, I got you. David and Barry. Gotcha. But yeah, absolutely. That Old Dominic weeded whiskey is the way to go. That's probably my favorite wheat whiskey. You know, maybe not my favorite weeded bourbon.
Yeah.
Like I like the Old Fitz, but as a weeded whiskey, that has been my favorite for sure.
You know, I almost tonight I have a rare character exceptional series weeded
bourbon. Whiskey, weeded bourbon. See, that's different from a
weeded
whiskey.
Yeah. I meant to bring that tonight, and then I kind of went a different direction, but I should have brought that too. So
Dave said revenge to Alicia, so he wants to win this one.
Okay.
Barry, I love some hard truth. Absolutely love it. Tracy, our barrel pick. Yeah, so we did do a barrel pick at Hard Truth. It will be available in the bottle shop in August.
Okay, good. Okay.
So
was that a rye? What was that one?
No, it is the Sweet Mash Rye.
Okay.
It was I believe it was a 6-year bottle that came in 110 proof, but it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I know you've had some of the Hard Truth with me.
Yes.
I don't think you have any bottles.
I don't have any Hard Truth.
Well, it's hard to find in Ohio. You don't see much of it at all. And the ones I got from the distillery because I had visited there before we ever did the barrel pick. That's why I wanted to do a barrel pick there.
Hard Truth is on the shelf in Michigan, and I probably should grab some of it, but your bottle will be my first Hard Truth.
Okay, yeah, it's that pick was fantastic for sure. You got plenty of weeded. Well, no scotches. I don't have a single scotch. I have something I was thinking about. So one of our friends, Matt, in our bourbon club, we were talking about the meeting we're going to be having here this month. And the person who's hosting picked Elijah Craig as our sample, right? So every month,
Heaven Hill.
So every month we have a kind of blind battle where everybody brings a blind sample of whatever the theme is, and we compare, and we have a blind winner. And the theme is Heaven Hill for this month. And one of the guys in our group said, "I don't have any Heaven Hill products."
Right.
And I was like, "How in the world do you not have anything from Heaven Hill?"
That is very hard to do.
Right. And then I started thinking, well, is there any major distillery I don't have any bottles of? I actually have one.
Which one?
George Dickel. I don't have a single bottle of George Dickel.
I don't have a bottle of Dickel either. I'm not a huge Dickel fan. I'm going to have to look. Maybe I have one down there, but if I have one, it's not open. But I'm not a big Dickel fan. I think I've kind of passed on a lot of different ones. So I probably don't have any Dickel.
Yeah, that's the one like I would consider major distillery I don't have. But yeah, it was strange to hear he had no Heaven Hill products.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe you don't have like an Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, nothing. But yeah, so when I thought about it, Dickel is the only one. And I did have a Dickel and I got rid of it because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like Dickel. The Weeded Hard Truth is not in Ohio. No. In fact, I think the only thing we really have in Ohio is just the basic sweet mash rye.
Okay.
Ohio's never done a pick of Hard Truth. And like some of the stuff like the double oaked and the four grain aren't here. And they're all absolutely amazing. The salted caramel, fantastic. So yeah, the Hard Truth has a lot of great options. And I think over the next, they're only 6 years old. I think over the next 6 years, you're going to see them. They're going to be like New Riff was.
Okay.
Their New Riff kind of grew, and now they're in every state, and they've kind of entered to the major distillers on the bourbon trail. Yeah. You're going to see the same with Hard Truth. Yeah. Hard Truth's going to be the ones that make it, because there's going to be, I think, over the next 5 to 6 years, you're going to see a lot of these little distilleries close.
Yeah.
But Hard Truth will not be one of them. I promise you, it's so good.
And if you haven't had the 10-year New Riff,
it's good. It's fantastic.
Check out the review on YouTube.
Yeah,
good review. And but it's awesome. It's a really good pour.
All right, so 4 grain. The 4 grain is when we did that a revisit of the Bourbon Junkies Challenge, where one of them was the hipster bottle, kind of the bottle people don't talk about that you kind of push. Mine's that 4 grain from Hard Truth. That 4 grain's amazing.
Okay.
That 4 grain is fantastic, bottled in bond. And this year they're actually releasing, because their bourbon's really good too, but their bourbon just came out last year. They were just rye before that. Well, this year they're supposed to be releasing the barrel proof uncut version of their bourbon.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
I'm real excited to get a bottle of that when it comes out. So Duck Race for the Hard Truth sample pack. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll run it here since we're running over. Yeah, and the distillery's fantastic. Yeah, they're real friendly. They were great there. That was the best barrel pick I've been on. And I've been on, what do I have up there? Like 8 or 9. I've done 8 or 9 barrel picks now, and that's by far the best one I've ever done, for sure. It was fantastic. Fantastic place to visit.
My favorite barrel pick that I've done was Four Roses. However, some of the things that you guys told me you did at Hard Truth were top tier.
Yeah, it's just the way they treat you.
Yeah, Four Roses was a good experience, but you guys sound like you had a great time at Hard Truth.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was very cool how they have like a hidden speakeasy where you go to do your barrel pick, though, because you're like touring the distillery. You go downstairs, and all of a sudden these doors open, and there's this speakeasy in there where you go and do the barrel pick. It's pretty cool. But it's a good time. I don't know if Paul's still on. I know Paul's going next month. He's going down to Hard Truth, so he'll get to go down there and experience it. It's a good time. All right, so I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes here, and I'm going to go ahead and run this. I'm going to go ahead and get this set up. I'll come back and check. I'm going to go do this duck race. So I'm looking at what we're going to do fourth quarter for a barrel pick. I do still want to do a fourth quarter barrel pick. I am kind of hesitant at the moment, waiting to see what happens with the cells on the Blue Note before I kind of make a decision. But I've got a few places in mind on where we might go. But I do plan to do something fourth quarter, probably in August. All right. So last chance, 10 high. I don't think we're going to do 10 high. I don't even know who makes 10 high.
I don't know.
I've never even had 10 high. I've never tried that at all. So I have no idea. The winner can let you know. What they like, don't like for their surprise samples. Go with the hard truth. So we'll get them in touch with you, Tracy, or I'll get an email from them, whoever wins, and I'll get that to you. I don't know who it is, but it's disgusting. I don't know. I've never had 10 eye. Don't know who.
I don't know who makes it either.
But yeah, that's not going to be a barrel pick. Any barrel pick I do is going to be something better than that. I am looking at some a little more, kind of like with the hard truth, a little more of the offbeat.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run this duck race. Oops. Can I go back? Oops. Shoot. Okay, hold on. I have to reset that up. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong button.
Now you get to see how the behind the scenes work.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do duck races, so I'm learning some stuff here.
Yeah, I got the membership. There's a website you go, and if you pay like a yearly membership, you get like unlimited amount of people you can put into the race.
And then if you pay your friend who has a membership a couple bucks, you
can use their login. Yeah. But it's pretty like it because it's got like a bunch of different stuff you can do. It doesn't have to be a duck necessarily. Okay. 45 seconds. All right. So let me share this. Come to North Carolina.
I wire Jimmy Red pick.
To the Southern Distillery. I'm not a fan of Jimmy Red. The only Jimmy Red I had was really bad, Chip. Not a fan. Honestly, not a fan of Jimmy Red. Southern Distilling. Is that Southern Star?
Southern Star, yeah.
So that's better.
Yeah, it is better. We had their double rye, which both of us thought was really thin, but I love their cask strength barrel picks. Yeah. So
they were definitely better than I thought Jimmy Red was.
Next time I come over, they're a weeder. I'll bring a cask strength Southern Star over, but. That is a good one.
The picks are different from the shelfers. So the only Jimmy Red I had was a bottled in bond, and I really didn't like it. It was super grainy and almost kind of like a burnt corn.
I have a buddy who just did a pick there, so I'll reach out to him and get one of the high wire Jimmy Red picks, and we'll try it together. So.
Okay. So here we go. We got the race. Let's see that come over. We have a farm race. We're going to shuffle this up. And here we go. So they're not moving fast. Bryant's up the front at the top with the brown cow. It's never good to be the leader. Right now, my money's on Chip. He's in a position to win. Right
I don't know. Donald's the leader right now. Donald and Barry are ahead by the nose.
No, you're up at the top. The brown cow.
Oh, yeah. The brown cow is taking off.
Yeah.
But look at Donald S. with the little dog there. I'm worried about Donald S.
I'd be worried about that chicken. I'm telling you, chickens are fast. That's chase chickens. Once he gets that burst going, you're going to be in trouble.
I told you.
Yeah, you're right. Donald S.
I was worried about the dog.
You were right.
Yeah.
So Donald, reach out to me and I'll hook you up and get you the information. I'll get your information to Tracy so she can send you that hard truth sample kit. So
Yeah.
sample whatever, it's 5 samples.
Right.
Let's see. I can send you some Jimmy Red samples if you want. If you want to, I will always take samples and give them a try. I'm absolutely never against that. I'll try anything, even stuff that I end up not liking. Like people have sent me Scotch that I don't like Scotch, but
I think
the
only Scotch that I have is a Johnny Walker Black. I don't even think it's the double black.
I've got a Johnny Walker Black.
I think I had it at a conference, and I just went ahead and just kept it over from the conference. You know, a lot of times when we have conference, I'm in charge of buying all the liquor, so I end up with all this extra liquor. So you never know. So
I've got a 375 of Johnny Walker Black, just so I have something that's Scotch in case somebody comes over and says they like Scotch. Somebody sent me some samples of some Ardbeg. It's about the worst thing I have ever had. I that's why I'm completely turned off from Scotch.
So I do a lot of tailgating, like I think I might have said earlier. So I go to tailgating and I bring.
I will get that and send that to you, Tracy. I'll get that from him and send it to you.
So I always bring some good bourbon to tailgating. Well, some Scotch guys go, hey, I have something for you to try. I didn't know they were Scotch guys at the time, but they gave me, oh man, I can't remember what it was, but it was like this 12-year sherry cask finish bourbon, and they're like, oh, this is great. You got to try this. I almost lost it up at the Browns in the Browns tailgate. I am not a Scotch guy,
no.
Yeah, no. I respect you folks that are, and I respect you liking what you like. It's not for me.
Yeah.
So
there's my email, Donald. If you want to reach out to me, whatever way, I think you got some more contact ways to get me. I think send me however you want. Give me your information. I think I may have it if I went and looked. And I'll make sure Tracy gets it and she can send that to you. Now, Bryant, you actually brought some bottles.
I did.
Why don't we try one of these that you brought to kind of end things here?
Yeah, so we can end these, and I have one open, so we'll probably go with one that's open, but we can open the others. We might do that off camera, but yeah. I have some of the Project X sherry cask. I have the Project X cognac finished, and then I also have the Project X double finished, and this one has been finished in the sherry and the cognac cask. So we might as well go ahead and give this a whirl since we have it, and try some of this Project X double finish. So tell me what you think.
Barry said, what about Irish whiskey? So I've got some Jameson, like a little bottle of Jameson I keep for people who want Irish whiskey, and to me it's just okay. But I did a video on Irish whiskey with Patrick, and he brought a bunch of different Quiet Man, and I actually really liked the base Quiet Man. It had a nice honeysuckle note to it. So Irish whiskey I'm okay with. I find it's not as complex as bourbon.
It is, right.
But I'm good drinking it. Some of it's just like a nice kind of sweet, a little bit fruity. It's just Scotch that kind of turns me off, but I'm okay with Irish whiskey.
So I have a buddy who's a big Irish whiskey fan.
Chip says the double finish blows the other two away.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So
I haven't tried those other two yet.
Right,
that's why I'm like, we'll give these a whirl. But I have a friend who's a big Irish whiskey fan. So every year he brings to the first tailgate of the year, he brings Tullamore Dew. I drink Tullamore Dew. It's very, very smooth, good Irish whiskey. So St. Patrick's Day, if I'm out, that's what I usually drink is Tullamore Dew. And that is my Irish whiskey. I drink Jameson and some of those other Proper 12. I've tried some of those other
Barry
Irish
says don't
whiskey.
drink Jameson.
Yeah. I'm not a Jameson guy, but I've tried some of those other Irish whiskeys, but Tullamore Dew is my Irish whiskey of choice. So
okay. So I like the Quiet Man. I enjoyed that. I did have another one I did not like. It was a oh my gosh, what was it? A Green Spot?
Yeah, Green Spot. Yeah.
It was either Green Spot or Blue Spot. I can't remember which one, but I did not like it.
Okay. Yeah. I think both of those are some of your elevated Irish whiskeys. So I've had the Green Spot, which I thought was good. The Gold Spot was good also. Some of your higher end Irish whiskeys. I wouldn't purchase those, but they weren't bad.
What is Natterjack?
I haven't had Natterjack.
Oh, somebody gave me a red breast cask.
Yeah.
Strength.
Those are good.
That was good.
Yeah.
The red breast cask strength is pretty good too. Again, I don't own those because I don't know enough about Irish whiskey, but the ones I've had, I'm okay with. It's just the Scotch that turns me off.
And then you get some of those Irish whiskeys, like the Red Breast 27, the Red Breast. What was some of the other ones? Those are expensive Irish whiskeys. So
now we have Natterjack. What is Natterjack? Is that an Irish whiskey? I've never heard of it. I've never heard.
Somebody said it's better than Red Breast Cask Strength. So
okay, so it must be an Irish whiskey. So I like the Red Breast Cask Strength that I had. So maybe I would like this. I've never heard of it, never seen it.
Me either. I never heard of that.
So, and by the way, cheers, RJ. Good to see you on.
Thanks, Tracy, for joining. Good night.
Thank you, Tracy. Did she had to go? I think I missed it. You have to sign off now. Okay. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you. Well, you're one. We love you too, Tracy. Thank you. You've been so great to the channel. And we'll make sure you and Donald get in contact. However, we work that out.
I love you on live, Tracy, but you are even better in person.
You are a blast. You're a blast to have at the Barrel Picks. Cheers, Gandhi. Good to see you. Good to see you on. So let's try this. This is the double finish.
Yep.
So it's finished in
cognac and sherry Olorosa.
Okay, cognac and sherry.
Great nose. I love the nose on it.
Mm. That's not bad, but it's very wine forward.
It is very wine forward.
Tell it's like got that kind of wine finish, a little bit of that sourness.
Yeah,
that you get from a wine. It's not bad. I don't like it as much as I like the American light whiskey.
Oh no, yeah.
From Penelope.
The American light whiskey is top tier from Penelope.
Love it.
So
love it.
This was just a jump into some of the other offerings that they have. I have so many Penelopes. So a lot of people are really getting into Penelope now. I've been buying Penelope almost as long as I've been in the bourbon. So I started off with the 4 grain.
Thanks, Matt. Have a good 4th.
Have a good one. I started off with the 4 grain.
Oh.
It is the lightest, bourbon that you're ever going to drink. I think it's like 80 proof. Just such a, solid introduction in the bourbon. But I've been buying Penelope for a while and, drinking, some of the barrel strengths and the architects. So the rose cask is not my favorite at all. And the glass top is just terrible. But Valencia, I have batch 1 of that. I have batch 1 of Rio. So I've been a Penelope fan and now it's popular, but so this is just keeping my Penelope, what I'm doing with that going. So I like Penelope is kind of the point. So I always like to keep those alive and doing different ones. So
yeah. So Mark, you said you're an American light whiskey slut. I love American light whiskey. In fact, our video that drops tomorrow is an American light whiskey shootout.
Okay.
That you and I did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so
we will not tell you the results. You need to go watch the video. But I'm an American light. You're a slut. I'm a boy. I love American light whiskey. So
yeah. So tomorrow our video is the American light whiskey video where we blind. I think it was like 5 or 6 bottles. I can't even remember now.
I think 5.
I think it was 5. It is 5. But we did a blind of them, and they were all great. Every one of them was fantastic. But yeah, so check that out tomorrow when it drops. You said picked up the Penelope cigar batch. Didn't open it yet. We'll open tomorrow. Yeah, you see, it's right back. It's right back here. I hit it pretty hard after I opened it, so it's okay. But if you actually drink it while smoking a cigar, it's 10 times better. It really, really, really does complement the cigar more than just like replacing it as just a drink.
See, I haven't done that yet, but maybe I'll do that over this weekend. I have a long weekend, so
Yeah, so it was good with a cigar. A few other higher end offerings are good, but not worth the price. So RJ, I've liked the cigar batch when I smoked it with a cigar. I like the American Light Whiskey. I like the 10-year single barrel that I got, and that's probably about it. The Rio, I like the Rio. Sometimes it's like a dessert pour.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of the 4-grain. I'm not a fan of the Architect. I'm not a fan of their baseline.
I like their 4-grain. Like anytime somebody's like, I'm just trying to get into bourbon, and what should I buy? Buy the Penelope White Label. That will get you into drinking bourbon neat. There's absolutely no flavor, no burn in that. But if you're not into bourbon, like that gets you started into drinking whiskey neat. Very light. So I like that one as an introductory bourbon. But I do like their Architect, especially some of their different chars or their different builds. Build 5 was really good for me. And I agree, RJ, that Rio is too sweet. It is I just finished dinner.
Dessert pour. Yeah, it's got to be into the night pour.
I just finished dinner. Let me whip out this Rio. The Rio is perfect for that. Don't ever drink something really high proof, something very viscous, and then go back to Rio. I did that one time. I drank Elijah Craig C923 and then drank Rio. It was the worst decision that I've ever made, and I've only had Rio once since I've done that.
The single barrel state, so that's the 10-year I was talking about.
I
have a 10-year single barrel state that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mark says, did the American Light Whiskey come through in the Penelope cigar? Not really.
No.
So it's a blend of single malt American Light Whiskey and the bourbon. I think the single malt probably comes through the strongest of the three. But like I said, it's very kind of like almost like a sweet molasses, earthy tone, which goes great when you're smoking a cigar with the tobacco of the cigar.
It tastes nothing like the American Light.
Yeah, no, it does not. You passed on the Tokai finish. I don't like it.
I like the Tokai.
I don't like the Tokai.
I love, like, I swear it kind of gives me like a little sizzle or tingle in my mouth. I like the Tokai. It is a rye, so you it's not a bourbon, so you have to get kind of prepared for the rye. And then the Tokai finish is very, very unique. So like I said, I'm a Penelope fan, so I've tried all their expressions, and I've kind of liked them.
So the Joseph Magnus, the Tanninger, and the short barrel cigar blends. If you're going just drinking, you're not smoking cigars or whatever, I agree. But I would add on to that, if you haven't had it, and it's a little giveaway for a video we got coming out, the Bridle and Bit. If you can get the Bridle and Bit cigar cut. Okay. It is fantastic for a cigar cut. Let's see. Renee was saying that Tokai, Tokai or whatever is dropping here in Ohio as
just dropped this week. So,
Gandhi likes Havana better than Rio. Not me. I wasn't a fan of the Havana. Renee loved the Havana. That's why we got a bottle.
I opened the Havana the first week that it dropped. I haven't drank it since then. So, I mean, I don't know if I liked it, but I don't know how much I like it, or if I just was like, this is okay, and I'm never going back to revisit it. So I have an open, I have an open bottle of Havana at home, and I haven't drank it since the first week I bought it.
American single malts are hit and miss for you. There's not very many American single malts I like.
Yeah,
there's a couple that are okay, but I'm turned off by the earthy taste that comes through a lot of them. And I know you have the Parker's Heritage.
I have the Parker's,
which was okay, but again,
it's still the same taste
compared to other Parker's Heritage I've had. It didn't match up. Last year's release it was nowhere near as good as the 10-year rye or that
heavy
double barrel. No, the double barrel is the best Parker's Heritage.
But I remember
10-year char is good too.
The 10-year the double barrel is really good. I actually have a bottle of that that's unopened. And
that double barrel is amazing.
And
amazing.
just, for our group, it is on my list of maybe I'm gonna crack it at when I host. So it's on my list. I have a big list. So yeah. It's really good.
That's probably my favorite bottle I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those. And I know Devin, we drank one with Devin. We killed his and he's got another one, but that is an amazing bottle. Gandy's Bridal and Bit you have, it's a vanilla cinnamon bomb. The one we had, it was vanilla cinnamon. It had a really nice raspberry to it. Man, it was. You'll have to watch the video. It was very good, very very good. I have a 2024 and 2020 Casa Carrillo Pledge of Allegiance cigar lined up for tomorrow's celebrations.
All right.
I don't know enough about cigars to know if that's like really really good cigars or not, but that's great. I'm going to have I have an Ashton that was gifted to me by David. I don't know if he's still here. That I'm going to be smoking while I'm smoking my ribs. I'm going to be sitting out watching my ribs, drinking bourbon, and smoking a cigar.
So I'm not a big cigar person either. But Wig and Wag, if they only release the cigar once a year, you got the 24 and 25. It has to be good. Yeah. So I'm like going
the BTAC of cigars.
I'm going with this is probably a really good cigar. So
the BTAC of cigars.
Right.
I don't know. It might be. Yeah. But that's something I'm exploring more. I'm going to learn about when I like get into something, I really learn about it. So I'll get it caught up here eventually on the cigar stuff for sure.
You could taste the sherry.
Yeah, this is very wine forward.
Yeah.
In that. I mean, it's okay. I don't know if I would buy a bottle.
No, I could tell you.
I'm not. That's not my jam.
No, I could tell you this. The other time that I had this, I actually had it with a cigar, and it was really good with a cigar. So I've only had this one other time, and I had a cigar, smoking it with a cigar, and it went really well with a cigar. And that was the first cigar that I've smoked in 2025. So I had this, and of course somebody gave it to me for free. So I did the Penelope Project X and a cigar, and it was really good.
Only 700 or 1772 boxes made. I'm sure that number really has significance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's got to be very limited.
Very limited. Okay.
That's like getting. I'm trying to think of what that in the bourbon world compares to. Maybe like the Eagle Rare 20s or something.
Yeah, Eagle Rare. The
20s,
the double Eagle Rare. Yeah.
They have like around 2,500 released. Yeah.
Wig and Wags. So you're talking an exclusive cigar.
Yeah, that sounds like it's an expensive cigar. Yeah. That better be good. Yep. That's a fine cigar. What was Mark talking about? Fuente Opus. Okay. I'm just learning about cigars, so I'm not sure. I have heard Fuente. I've heard that name. I know some of the ones that I've been looking at, like trying to figure out, are the Olivia is one. Rocky Patel, I've seen people talk about. It's supposed to be good. Cohiba. So those are some of the things I'm kind of delving into. If you had more, so he likes the Opus X, whatever that is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be drinking yet for the 4th. So I know I'm going to be outside in the heat.
Right.
So I'm probably going to have it in a rocks glass. And I probably won't be sitting in a Glen.
I don't know what I'm going to do either yet. I have so many things that I'm like, I need to open, and I don't think, I think maybe Paul's on here from our bourbon group. I see that bourbon guy.
There he is.
Yeah. So I know.
Oh, he left. He's had to drop. Okay. Thanks, Paul.
All right. Well, so Todd, you're going to be the only one that hears this. So I'm thinking about cracking a good bottle on the 19th. So it's been a long year.
Oh, you're talking about at the next meeting?
At the next meeting. So you probably don't remember this, but I'm thinking about cracking a good bottle because my birthday's on the 18th. So I plan on being there. So I'm thinking about cracking a good bottle. So we'll see what I bring in crack for the our meetup for the 19th. But
I know your birthday's there because we got something for you for your birthday.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that meetup and opening something good. So I don't know what I'm gonna open tomorrow. Is kind of the point, you know. So
okay.
because I have a good bottle that I'm planning on opening at our meetup on the 19th.
Okay,
So.
okay. I don't think I'm bringing a fresh crack on that day, so we'll see.
I
I opened a lot of the ones I had on the last the live stream we did the 1 year, so I've got to like restock up my special fresh cracks for when we hit 2,000 subscribers and we have a live stream.
I have a lot of good fresh cracks still. So.
Yeah, I know you do. There were a lot of good bottles open that night.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That Heaven Hill 19 that Paul he actually brought that back over last weekend and we did a video on that. So
that was good.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
I hope to have that Heaven Hill 20 for my birthday last year, which I thought was good. Right. It wasn't the best Heaven Hill I had, but you know, there's a lot of knock on it that because it's not as good as some of the others. But you know, it's just a really expensive mellow corn. But
yeah, because it was the 20 year was the corn whiskey.
Yeah. But I thought it was good. You know, it had a nice oak finish. You could tell it wasn't a mellow corn, by the way. But I can agree that it's not the best Heaven Hill release that they've had.
Heaven Hill 17, the bourbon that came out last year was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was better than the 19. I'm sure the 20. I haven't had the 20,
right.
But I would imagine that Heaven Hill 17 was really, really good.
Right.
All right, guys. So we've gone over quite a bit. Thanks everybody who joined us tonight. I want everybody to have a great 4th of July, and I'll see you next week. And so thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend, everybody.
If you haven't followed, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the live before we get off of here. Thank you, guys.
And if you haven't and you're interested, you can always go to thewhiskeysippers.com and check out our barrel pick, the Blue Note barrel pick that's available for sale now. All right, thanks everybody, and we will see you later.